How would you like a team of high-performing superstars that will increase your profits by hundreds of thousands of dollars and get you the results you seek without all the stress and drama? Hi, my name is Jay Henderson, and over the next few minutes, I want to share with you how my clients and I are doing this on a daily basis and how you can do the same. I call it the crystal ball effect because it's the closest thing to reading minds, seeing future performance, and even getting the best out of others you're probably ever going to find. And when hiring, who wouldn't want a crystal ball? For most people, hiring's total guesswork, and getting greater performance in others is a complete mystery. I'm also going to be sharing with you key strategies I've learned from my work with Dr. Stephen R. Covey, combined with my 19 years of research on what truly drives people performance, and over 5,000 in the trenches one-on-one hiring and performance conversations with bosses around the world. These are the exact formulas and strategies I've used to help over 1,700 professional practice owners, dentists, doctors, and lawyers, as well as large multinational corporations like Five Guys Burgers and Fries, Red Robin Restaurants, Hilton Corporation, Hospital Corporation of America, and HCCA, the largest nurse recruiting firm in the world. You know, even my professional practice clients tell me that they save, on average, about $89,000 a year just by making great hiring decisions. Team productivity has increased, employees are working better together, and there's less stress. Right now, I'm committed to building a group of some of the sharpest business owners out there who are ruthlessly committed to two things. The first is having a high-performing team focused on implementing your systems, achieving your critical goals faster and easier. And the second is getting off the hamster wheel so that you can leverage your business for greater success, more control, and greater freedom. So if you're looking for your team to perform and get results, or to hire only superstars and block the wrong hires from your business so your team gets stronger and stronger, or to have a more accountable and productive team grow your business for you, you're definitely in the right place. I'm also going to be sharing the 7 biggest hiring mistakes and the biggest management mistakes that I see all the time. You definitely don't want to miss those. But before I go any further, I have a disclaimer. I don't know you or the results you will or will not achieve. But what I do know is those who take ordinary action get ordinary results. And those who take massive action achieve massive results, like the client results I'm about to share with you. Now again, the top clients I work with are dentists, doctors, and lawyers. And one of my clients, Charlie Mann, said, "In just the last 18 months alone, I can think of 3 specific hires you've helped us block for a savings of at least $90,000 and likely even more." And here's attorney Ken Hardison, who said, "In the last 5 years, you saved us over $600,000. And here's HCCA. They were hiring nearly 100 nurses per month from all over the world, so their cost per hire was much greater than usual. But she said, our total savings was $4.5 million in 6 months. Then there's Hilton Corporation. The vice president of HR said, "You saved us right at $5 million in a year and a half. Plus, we identify people who are more successful even faster." Now, the best part about this methodology is that it easily reveals who your job candidate truly is. It turns you into a powerful leader, manager, and coach. It'll improve the performance of your team. It's based on proven results you can rely on. It can work with virtually any budget. In just the past few years, I've talked with hundreds and hundreds of business owners about hiring and team performance, and I see a pattern of 2 types of people or businesses. The first is business owners who have great teams. They're driving more revenue, getting more and more productivity from their team while spending less and less time, and they've got less drama. And the second is business owners who sometimes get lucky in their hiring, but are wasting way too much time and money on employee turnover, mistakes, low performance, and even toxic employees. And one thing has become crystal clear. The people who are hiring and retaining the best team have 2 things in place, and the people who are struggling tend to have only one or the other, and sometimes neither. What I found is that once these 2 pieces are in place, it's easy to hire superstars, to get more performance and grow your business. The first thing you need is the ability to know the hidden secrets of your job candidate, combined with the ability to reveal the risk they might bring into your world, so that you can always make great hiring decisions. And the second thing you and your management team must have is the simple skill set and process of increasing team performance and getting more productivity in a non-confrontational way. I've always said, if you can't reveal hiring risk and easily access performance, you'll never have a great business. This is Eric Schmidt, the executive chairman at Google. He's written a book called How Google Works. I took the next 3 slides directly from his own presentation. He says, never forget that hiring is the most important thing that you do. The next one says, lots of people say this, but then they delegate hiring to recruiters. Everyone should invest time in hiring. And finally, now that you have attracted and hired a team of smart creatives, you need to give them an environment where they can thrive at scale. Bill Gates basically said the same thing. If we weren't still hiring great people and pushing ahead at full speed, it would be easy to fall behind and become some mediocre company. Hiring superstars and driving performance will help you to easily scale your business so you can grow, free you up so you can focus on your genius work, easily get the very best out of your team. You know, great hires learn faster. They get along better with others. They see what others so easily miss, and they're more productive. On the other hand, the wrong hires can be a nightmare, and they're expensive. You've got recruiting costs, training costs, and salary costs. But the next 3 are the worst. Bad performance costs. This is mistakes, customer service problems, time management issues, important projects that never get completed or they're done properly. And the 5th is management time costs. The squeaky wheel tends to get the grease, so you end up dealing with all the problems you shouldn't even be having in your business in the first place. And finally, the 6th is bad hires pollute your culture. Not only do you have to replace them and have that cost of turnover, but they also create turnover among others on the team. It's an exponential problem. And when you hire only the best, you're going to save thousands and thousands of dollars that is pure profit that you get to keep. Why pay the bad hire tax when you don't have to? And it's the same with getting more out of your existing team too. Gallup surveys show that 71% of employees are not engaged or are actively disengaged. And ADP says your disengaged workers are costing you more than $2,000 per employee per year, plus affecting productivity and overall office morale. In doing this work for over 19 years, these strategies have proven to reveal the exact risks of your job candidates, help you make great hiring decisions, easily drive employee accountability and achievement of your goals without confrontation or stress. Now, earlier I promised that I'd give you the biggest mistakes bosses make when it comes to hiring and getting more performance. The first hiring mistake is hiring too quickly. This is what happens when you're under a lot of pressure and you suddenly lose a team member and you haven't stayed in the hiring process. The second one is hiring on gut feelings. Now, I don't mind you using your gut instincts, but you need to get more reliable data that you can trust. Or how about the mistake of a recommendation from a friend? It's easy to get burned on this one because we want to trust our friends' opinions, but they don't really know our needs or the recommendation that they're giving us. A 4th is reference from a previous employer. Did you know that job candidates can buy a reference check? $50 a month will get the job candidate a fake business name with a fake website, an 800 number, a recorded voicemail as if they're real, and a live person will actually call you and lie about your job candidate. The 5th biggest mistake is because somebody aced the interview. I like to say that just about anybody can be great for an hour. And the 6th is that they tested well. IQ does not equal performance. And personality and behavioral profiles don't reveal the risk you really need to know about. And the 7th is an impressive resume. You know, the Society for Human Resource Management says that 51% of resumes contain false and misleading information. People lie about past jobs, past salaries, and even college educations. And here are the 3 biggest performance management mistakes. You see, most bosses don't have any idea what drives performance in people. And they don't know what blocks performance, what gets in the way. And because of this, bosses don't know how to shift performance in others. And in trying to get more performance from people, they often make the problem worse. Now, when I talk about hiring and performance, I like to use a combination lock as an example about how any business can crack the code. And there are 4 primary dials. The first one is the perfect job profile. When you get this step right, you gain absolute clarity about what you're looking for, and clarity is power. And the second thing you need is what I like to call the risk revealer. You've got to be able to go deep and reveal real risk. Some problems just can't be managed. You need to know what those problems are before you hire someone. Then we've got to get this new performer started off right and give them the greatest possible chance to succeed. And that's on you, the leader. And the 4th point, finally, is to continue to drive performance. This is critical because once you spend all that time and money to get that superstar in the door, you don't want to negatively impact performance or drive them out of the business. I've got a question for you. What's the number 1 reason good people leave their job? It's their direct boss. So you and your managers need the simple skills Eric Schmidt from Google was talking about. Hire great people and give them an environment where your team can really thrive. But if you have even one of these out of alignment, it's just not going to go as well for you. Once you do have these 4 things in place, it's like unlocking the true profit-making potential in your business. You can have some incredible results like many of my clients have had. This is Courtney Eatman. She was working for another company and then came to work for one of my clients, and she said, "Before the company I'm at now, we were guessing. It was like Russian roulette. But here, the quality standard and productivity are both higher. A bad hire is $30,000 at least, and you've definitely saved us a lot of those. I would say from prior company to here, the difference is significant. Turnover is lower by 45%. I know your system works." Or my client Elliot Prats, the executive manager at Foot & Ankle Associates, who said, "Before your systems, it was hire 3, fire 2. At first, I didn't listen to you, and that cost us. We lost thousands, productivity dropped, and it wasted management's time. Now there's less stress and drama on the team, and productivity is up." Or my client Barbara Green from ROI Revolution, who said, "I am confident we avoided a lot of bad situations, likely saving $30,000 for every bad hire we would have made. I know it has saved me headaches." Or like my clients Mike and Cindy Klassen. Mike wrote and said, "You saved us about $100,000 last year. The team is happier and more productive too. Bad hires are crazy expensive with divorce costs of stress, office upheaval, and emotional capital." Again, you have to have the right system in order to get these kinds of results. You can try all this the hard way. There's over 10,000 different combinations of a 4-digit lock. You can try to guess the codes or try all those possible combinations. Or the easy way is to just get the code and you can open it right up. And that's what I do every day, is give my clients the codes so they can unlock all the great potential that is sitting in their business. So by now, you're probably wondering how you can get a team of high-performing superstars, increase your profits by hundreds of thousands, and get the results you seek. This is perfect for you if you want to hire only superstars for your team. Have your team reach your goals for you, reduce your stress, and have greater success, control, and freedom. Right now, I'm looking for a few more of what I call my dream clients, who I can get these same kind of great results for. And that's why for a limited time, I'd like to work with you in a hiring and performance strategy session if you meet the criteria. You see, I work primarily with 3 types of clients. Number 1 is if you want to make your best hiring decisions, or if you want to easily have more performance and drive that high performance environment, or if you want to really grow and reach your goals faster and with less stress through a powerful team, then here's how the process will work. We'll be focused on a specific custom-tailored strategy and execution to help you solve the 2 biggest problems that most business owners face. Number 1 is knowing exactly who the right person to hire is. And number 2 is accessing the performance capability in your team in a non-confrontational way. This hiring and team strategy session will take around 30 minutes in total. We'll figure out what you're already doing, and I can show you how I can help you hire the best possible employees you can get and more easily drive greater performance. So who's this for? Well, it's for dentists, attorneys, or doctors who know their success comes largely through their team, who have big goals to achieve, who are willing to invest in what they know will work, who know their business can grow and are willing to make that happen, and, frankly, who are willing to have some skin in the game. And since there's 2 sides to every coin, I'll tell you who it's not for. It's not for people who like to complain and make excuses or who want to consistently find ways to play small. It's not for employees who don't own the business or for people who are always in the information gathering mode, not prepared to take action and get results. It's not for anyone who isn't serious about transforming their business and getting much better results. And knowing that my clients get the most dramatic results when I work with them personally, this allows me to become invested with you since we'll be working together closely to accelerate your team and business performance. The first step is simply to complete the application for this private strategy session below. This application is simply to make sure that number 1, I am the best person to help you get these same kind of results, and that number 2, you're ready to take action and do the required work. Obviously, the better the fit, the better the results for you. And once I have your application, we'll set up a time to talk. It will be you and me one-on-one. This is where we'll focus on what you want and how to make it happen in the fastest possible time. At the end of the call, one of 2 things will happen. If it's a fit and you qualify, then we'll extend an invitation to work together. Or if it's not a good fit, that's okay too. Either way, you'll receive a very valuable team performance strategy and you'll walk away with newfound clarity about where you are now, what's holding you back from achieving the results you need, together with the exact steps needed to finally break through. It's likely to be the most profitable and important call you have this year. So go ahead and complete the application now, and I look forward to seeing how I can help you reach your goals faster and easier. Now, as you can imagine, I have hundreds of clients, and this is extremely limited because of the intense one-on-one time needed to provide you with some results. Like I said before, I only bring on clients I know I can get results for and get a great return on their investment, and I only have room for 8 more spots. I've found that people who make decisions quickly are more fun for me to work with personally, and I also find that they get results way faster too because they're also faster at applying the strategies I share. So if you feel this is right for you, all you have to do now is go below and click on the Apply Now to see if you qualify button, and then fill out the instructions and the application on the next page.
Hi there, I'm Charlie Mann, the Chief Marketing Officer at Great Legal Marketing and Ben Glass Law. And I want to talk with you about the impact that Jay Henderson has had on our businesses through helping us with our hiring processes. First off, we've been using Jay for about 18 months at the time that I'm shooting this video. Now, before using Jay, our hiring process was pretty much guesswork. And the results that we were getting from it and from the employees that we hired were exactly what you would expect if you're guessing at who is going to be a good employee. We had a number of bad hires, we had the occasional good hire, but really what we didn't have was a system to figure out who was going to be good, who was going to be bad, who would have the potential to work in our office space, and who was going to be detrimental to our firm culture. So one of the first things that happened when we started working with Jay is we started eliminating bad hires. And this was really important for us because when we ran the numbers, on just a minimum low-level position, a bad hire would cost us an average of $20,000 in lost revenue. This doesn't even include the emotional and time capital that has gone into training the person and then ultimately making the decision to fire them. In one case, we had a particularly bad hire that we had to dismiss that cost us an additional $50,000 in lost revenue and cost me months of my personal time in going back and fixing the mistakes that she had made. The funny part is that we actually had her take one of Jay Henderson's tests and go through the profiling process with him shortly before we dismissed her. We found out if we had simply used Jay before hiring this person, she never would have been on board, and we wouldn't have cost ourselves nearly $70,000 in this one particular mistake. One of the other things that has happened for us since hiring better people is we move faster. The speed of implementation is much greater today than it was yesterday. As a matter of fact, our estimates are that we move 50% faster on most of our major projects than we used to. And by the way, this is based on looking at the timelines and project deadlines from previous projects and looking at what we are now doing today. So this is not just an estimate, this is actually in the numbers that we know. We move about 50% faster. And in moving faster and being able to implement more ideas, we've been able to hit more home runs at both businesses. Since using Jay, we have increased our yearly revenues by nearly $250,000, and that's just in the past 18 months. Our expectations are for that number to double and actually nearly triple over the next 18 months, and in the next 3 years to be 5 times that. And that is a direct attribution to Jay and being able to hire better people using his system. Because we are a small business, we need people who can wear multiple hats in our office, who can take on extra responsibilities after coming on board. A good example of this is an employee that we hired who was hired to do direct mail in our office, to fulfill on all of our mailings, follow-up sequences, and everything that needed to go out the door to prospective or current clients. Nowadays, she manages our social media, helps out with our web marketing, and manages day-to-day responsibilities in communicating with our current clients. This was all from someone who was hired for a small position, but Jay saw in his profile a great level of potential in her, which is the ultimate deciding factor for us when we wanted to bring someone on board. So it was an easy choice to end up hiring her. And really, the other great thing about working with Jay, in all honesty, is that every time that you interact with Jay, you learn something new. Every time that you do a hiring profile, every time that you do it, whether in your office or hiring someone new, you'll pick up some management tips from Jay. You'll learn how to manage your current employees more effectively, or if you're bringing on someone new, how to get the most out of that person as quickly as possible. And of course, every time you learn something like that, that's knowledge that you have stashed away for yourself to use in the future. So you're increasing your overall knowledge about the hiring and management process just by interacting with Jay. Every time I get on a call with Jay, it's almost like a mini mastermind for me, and I learn so much. That alone is worth the price of admission to working with Jay Henderson. So look, I absolutely 100% recommend working with Jay. We do it at Great Legal Marketing and Benglass Law, and I guarantee you we will not stop using Jay Henderson for our hiring processes in the future. He gets my utmost recommendation.
Hello everyone, this is Ken Hardis. I'm an attorney at law, been practicing law for over 32 years. I'm also the president of PILMA, Personal Injury Lawyers Marketing and Management Association. And I want to tell you, I've been using Jay Henderson and Real Talent Hiring for the last 10 years, and I would never make another hire without using this service. What Jay does with Real Talent Hiring is to give you this test to give to your applicants or people that are coming in that you want to hire, and it tells you how they react to stress. Will they be a self-starter? Can they follow instructions? Do they have ulterior motives? Will they be a team player? Things that can save you thousands and thousands of dollars because it takes so much money to train these new employees. And people, let's face it, some people can interview very well, but then when you get them in the office after 2 or 3 months, you realize that they were just not a good fit. But they did so good on the interview. I never trust the interview anymore. I always rely 100% on Jay Henderson's test with Real Talent Hiring. And I would strongly recommend that you do the same if you want to save a lot of money, shorten your training time, and have a more productive, efficient law firm.
All right, I'm Michael McCready. I'm a lawyer from Chicago. I run a small law firm that has continued to grow. And as a result, I've had to face some challenges with employees and running a small business. Coming here and meeting with Jay for the last few days has really opened my eyes with regards to hiring, to encouraging the best performance out of my employees. Very practical, theoretical, very, very helpful things I'm looking forward to bringing back into my practice and putting into implementation. I really owe Jay a big debt of gratitude for all the things that I've learned, and I'm looking forward to working with him in the future.